get started. And we're also going to start it off with Dr. Kim, who has provided us with these lights. Yeah? Round of applause. Yeah. And takes video for us every Tuesday, pretty much. And always has awesome announcements as well. So I didn't get into this part, but I figure we can get into it now. Before every poet comes up, what you gotta do is you put your fist up.
Like this?
Yes. No, not like that. But more like not like a 90 degree, but more like an exclamation mark.
Exclamation mark. Upside down, Spanish style.
And then I'm gonna count down. And at the end of that countdown, you say breathe.
Breathe.
And that is you inhale experience and you breathe out poetry. Exhale poetry, okay? So. Okay. 3, 2, 1, breathe!
Okay, well, on Monday, November the 6th, I went to the Leonard Cohen tribute concert in Montreal. And that's the reason that I wasn't here on the Tuesday the 7th. We didn't have any lights and no videography. It was very primitive, but anyway. So the surprising thing about the tribute concert, many things. There were many famous artists there. I'll just name a few: Elvis Costello, Lana Del Rey, Feist, Philip Glass, Sting, Seth Rosenbaum, Sixsmith, and on and on. None of them talked. They just got up and performed. It was so cool. So it was really fast-paced. It was completely professional. And this program book, contains only 2 notebook pages from Leonard Cohen's notebooks. Now they showed pictures of the notebooks. There are like 40 of them in the course of his career and thousands of pages. So I have no idea how they picked these 2 pages, but the thing is, those pages were written shortly after I visited him on a three-day weekend. And I talked to him about medicine, you know. I thought he'd be so bored with us, but he had more questions for me than I had for him by far. So we talked a lot about the classification that I created, and especially about borderline changes, you know, when you're not sure whether it's this or that. So it never occurred to me he would put that in a poem. This poem that he wrote in 2006 contains the word borderline 5 times. And the thing is that it then took him 10 years to finalize this. And it became the song Treaty, which is sort of related to what you were just talking about. Treaty begins, I wish there was a treaty we could sign. And in 2016, when he finished the song, it only contains the word borderline once. So he got rid of the 5 borderlines that were there in the first draft that he wrote after he met with it. Anyway, so if you think about the word borderline and the US-Canadian border, there's another concept which is just the line between the US and Canada, and sometimes it can be hard to get across that line. Now, as you're aware, I'm organizing a big performance of the Future and All That Jazz poetry and music in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we've been thinking that there are 9 of us, and it'd be really nice if all 9 get successfully across the border. So of all the, I know you all have other concerns at this moment, and most of you are writing about, you know, romance, this, that, and the other thing, but what concerns me is getting all 9 of us across the border. So that's what the poem's about. On the occasion of the friendly Fat J US invasion. So Fat J is the abbreviation for Future and All That Jazz. The Future and All That Jazz razzmatazz. Borderline with science clout, not border swine worth keeping out. Of the US of A, we have something to say. With music and poetry world saving, you see, we are 9 strong and we can get along with US border authorities, compliant with all technicalities. For poetic entrance on the 2 December date and musician entrance 2 days later, nothing should deter us. No fuss, no muss. Just let us cross, all 9 of us. No poet or musician left behind. 9 is the perfect number to find in Charlotte's Terminus life-saving infotainment. Please allow passage of this perfect arrangement. The Fat J9, perfect anytime. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
That was awesome. Yeah, property's a funny thing. Lines, borderlines. I've known a lot of people to have like very deep beefs over fences. Like, has anyone else known people like this? It's like it gets deep, like deep. And it's funny because it's like this thing that's like a microcosm of